Lane Kiffin to Florida. Now, I've been telling y'all this for a while. Ever since Florida really went into the dumps, I've been saying this, and this was all throughout the spring. This was all throughout January. January to now, we've been talking about it, really. Lane Kiffin is number one to me. He coached in Florida at FAU. He took FAU and turned them into something special. He's offensive minded, that he could take a program and turn that thing around. Now, he knows at Florida, really only take you about 2 to 3 years, depending on how bad the situation is. But he will win in Florida. Now, everybody keep telling me, nah, Ole Miss, he got it good there. Man, I don't care how good he got it at Ole Miss. When have you heard Ole Miss winning the championship? Even though he there, Alabama still going to get better players. Point blank, period. Georgia still going to get better players. Point blank, period. Ohio State going to get better players. I don't care what you could spend on players. I just don't see Ole Miss as a stomping ground place. I don't. But you being in Gainesville with them knowing that Florida got players all around the state that's nice. Then you got Georgia. Then you got Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, South Carolina. You got all that to work with? Man, he ain't got nothing to really work with in Mississippi like that. He going to always have to go to Louisiana or Texas, try to get some Florida boys or Georgia boys. I think at Florida, I think he'll be something special. I think Lane Kiffin, yes, he could try to win a chip at Ole Miss and start a new rally, but when you look at it, some programs just built in winning. Like Mark Richt had Georgia built in winning. Alabama had a winning tradition. They just needed somebody to run the ship, and they did. And then you seen he took exactly what Nick Saban taught him. Kirby took it to Georgia, and it works. You see Lane, even Nick Saban kind of laugh at Lane like, yeah, man, we weren't really studying Lane. He had skill guys, but he never had that O-line, D-line. Well, he has that at Ole Miss, and they still not bragging on him. Why? Because they got Texas ready to look like they going to win it all. I feel Texas got a great chance to win it. I need to see Ole Miss, who they play. Georgia just don't got it to me this year. Ohio State going to always be out there. We got to see what they got. And then Oregon got some. So, well, we got to see what they really got. Those are some of the top teams. Dan Lanning would be my next guy. Now, of course, I'm just be real with you. I got to tell y'all this. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, is a guy that University of Florida should look at. They should throw the bag at. Now, I ain't saying they'll get him. I don't think he'll leave. I done told him I think they gonna try to come for you. But I think they ought to offer Dan Lanning, Deion Sanders, and Lane Kiffin. They're my top three. I'm offering them whatever they want. Whatever they want. Whatever. But I won't, because I don't think, now Florida could show me wrong, y'all, but I don't think Florida will hire a brother. So that takes Coach Prime out of it. But I think Lane Kiffin got the agent. So his agent is going to, even if he ain't going to Florida, they going to make it look like he going. And Ole Miss going to have to pay out the yin-yang. So Ole Miss is about to break the bank, or Florida going to break the bank and say, please come. Please change our program. We need a winner. We haven't been winning in so long. Or try Dan Lanning. If that doesn't work, try Coach Prime, but I don't think they're going to do it. My next option, if Alex Golash can pull an upset versus Miami this weekend, y'all, they going to be looking good. That would be a coach that you'll have to go get. If he could pull an upset versus Miami this weekend, if at South Florida. If South Florida beats Miami in Tampa, I think and Florida lose this weekend if they play the Mississippi State, and they lose, because you know Mississippi State trash too. If they lose that, I think he got to go to Mississippi State. I think they're going to be on the phone for Alex Golash if the big dogs don't take it. I don't know any coordinators who fight like that. I don't know no up-and-coming coaches that's fight like that. I have to really just go looking at it, but Lane Kiffin will bring you what you need. So Lane Kiffin going to make Ole Miss or Florida pay out the yin-yang. So either way, Ole Miss or Florida finna pay some cash because Lane ain't going to get thrown in it. Oregon them might have to pay some cash because, yeah, old boy out there in Oregon, but he could do so much work at Florida. Now, we don't really see how good of a coach he is, but at least you'll have a hot name that you can work with, a hot name. They need a hot name. Florida need a hot name. If they get Alex Golash, at least he's hot in the state of Florida. I think Lane going to get that. I think Lane is going to be the guy. I don't think Lane could turn that down. He could, but he going to always. Ole Miss just ain't. They ain't really like that to me. Ole Miss, he could come and run the state. It'll be him and Mario Cristobal. But Lane going to overpower that. So that's another reason he could come. In Mississippi, and us Florida boys ain't really trying to go to Mississippi. We'll go. We'll go to Louisiana and all that, but we really ain't trying to go there if you got a coach at the University of Florida. That's why, man, if Florida really wanted to make it come up, they will offer Coach Prime. They'll offer him first before Lane Kiffin. But I don't think they'll do that, so that's why I'm saying Lane Kiffin or Dan Lanning. And then Alex Golash is like my third guy. You could say Lincoln Riley, but I just don't think he gonna go. Yeah, I don't think he gonna go. I just don't. But like I said, y'all, Lane Kiffin could come in. The program ain't been winning a chip since what? 08? 09, 08, 09 with Urban Meyer. We know what Lane Kiffin will do in the state of Florida. He done recruited here. He probably had to do, and he knows the state of Florida. He was coming over when he was at USC. So he been dipping into Florida. He know how to recruit. He got been out there with Coach Pete Carroll at USC. Been on the Nick Saban. He done been with all, man, his daddy is a top-notch coach. So he done it all. I think Florida be perfect spot for him. He could retire in the sunset with us. He could, because I'm saying us because I'm in the state of Florida. I would surely want to see what he gonna do. Like, Lane would get my attention. Whoever the next Florida coach gonna get my attention, because I'm gonna follow him and see what he do. But Lane would really have it. Dan Lanning would have it. But Dan Lanning kind of got it kind of rough out there right now. It's like he riding rough seas out there. So, Lane Kiffin, you know for a fact that job yours if you want it. They haven't officially let Coach Billy Napier leave. Coach Billy Napier may shock the world. Started two freshmen get out, beat the brakes off Mississippi State, and then just go on a rampage, tearing up everybody. But I don't see it like that. I think Lane, well, Coach Prime first, I would send a, boy, I would give Coach Prime everything. But I don't think they'll hire a brother, so I would give Lane Kiffin everything. I don't know any other. If y'all know somebody who y'all think I ought to check out, let me know, because I don't know no coach worthy of going. I know my business partner say the UCF head coach, but man, get out of here. Now, a coach they could hire, but they not, is Willie Simmons. I know they could, but they not. Florida State need to go get him because he was in Tallahassee last year. In South Florida, if Alex Golash take Arkansas Baylor job, they need to scoop him up. South Florida need to get Willie Simmons. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I think Lane Kiffin will be on point at Florida. Holla at y'all. Holla at y'all. Holla.